All right, let's just jump right in. If you're in learning and development, you know the ADE model, right? Analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. It's the foundation of everything we do. But what's happening right now isn't just a little update. It is a complete top-to-bottom revolution, and it's all being driven by AI.
And look, this isn't something that's coming soon. The future is already here. Get this. A whopping 84% of instructional designers say they are using AI tools in their daily work right now. That's not a trend, that's a seismic shift in how learning gets made.
And you know what they say, where the professionals go, the money is sure to follow. Just look at this market growth. We're talking about an industry that's projected to explode from just under $7 billion in 2025 to over $41 billion by 2030. This isn't just hype. This is where the smart money is placing its bets for the future. So, how are we going to make sense of all this? Here's the game plan. We'll start with this AI tipping point we're in. Then we'll walk through how it's changing analysis and design, how it's speeding up content creation, and what it means for delivery. And then we'll wrap it all up with a practical roadmap so you can get started. Okay, first up, smart analysis and design. You know, these first two phases are where the strategy happens. It's the foundation of any good learning program. But now, AI is giving us a level of speed and clarity we've never had before, moving us away from making educated guesses and toward making truly data-driven decisions. I love this analogy. We're basically moving from an archaeological dig to a fully automated discovery process. You know how it was. We'd spend weeks, sometimes months, sifting through mountains of data just looking for clues about our learners. Well, now, AI does all that heavy lifting for us, instantly generating these incredibly accurate learner personas and mapping out skill gaps. And this isn't just some abstract idea. It's happening with real, powerful tools. You've got platforms like iMocha that automates skill gap analysis. And check this one out. Insight 7 can literally listen to hours of your interviews with subject matter experts and pull out all the key themes. That saves you days of tedious work. Even in the design phase, tools like Catalyst.ai can make sure your characters in a scenario are consistent from the get-go. So what's the bottom line here? It's all about time. By automating these really deep, intensive tasks, teams are cutting down their analysis time by up to 80%. Seriously, just take a second and think about what you and your team could do with all that time back. Now let's get to the part I like to call the engine room, the development phase. This is where AI's impact is probably the most obvious and, honestly, the most fun. We're seeing tasks that used to take weeks of production time get done in, like, a single afternoon. The jump we've made here is just incredible. Think about multimedia. We've gone from needing cameras, crews, and studios to having a library of over 230 AI avatars that are ready to speak in more than 140 languages. Or prototyping. Forget those clunky, code-heavy mock-ups. Now you can literally take a screenshot of something and have an AI turn it into a working user interface, instantly. The companies in this space are just blowing up. Synthesia has basically become the gold standard for enterprise AI video. Even old favorites like Camtasia are now packed with powerful AI features. And if you want to see just how high the demand is, look at a newcomer like Bolt.new. It hit a $40 million annual revenue rate in just 6 months. That's just wild. And just to be clear, this isn't just for startups and tech companies anymore. The top-tier AI development tools are now trusted by 90% of the Fortune 100. This is no longer an experiment. It's a core part of how big business operates. So what does this mean in terms of efficiency? The numbers are huge. Organizations are slashing their content development time by 40 to 60%. This means teams can finally get out of the content backlog and start producing more relevant, more timely, and higher quality learning than they ever could before. Okay, so we've analyzed, we've designed, we've developed. Let's talk about the final stages: implementation and evaluation. This is where AI completely transforms learning from a one-time, static event into a living, breathing experience that's personalized and always getting smarter. So we can finally say goodbye to that one-size-fits-all approach. The new standard is adaptive learning, where the course material literally changes in real time based on how a learner is performing. And on top of that, you have 24/7 AI-powered coaching that can give learners help and guidance the exact moment they need it. You've got amazing tools like Khan Academy's Khanmigo, which is basically a personal tutor for every student. But for me, what's really groundbreaking is what's happening on the back end. For years, we've struggled to prove the value of our work. Now, with platforms like Pecan AI, we can finally build predictive models that directly connect our learning programs to business ROI. That's the holy grail.
And we've got the data to prove this works. Research from a little place called MIT shows that this kind of individualized AI-based learning can slash the time it takes for someone to become fluent in a subject by as much as 50%. That's a massive win for any organization.
And if you want to peek into the future, look no further than multimodal analytics. We're talking about understanding how engaged a learner is, not just from their test scores, but by analyzing their facial expressions, the sentiment in their voice, and maybe even data from their smartwatch. I mean, this is the future of truly understanding the impact of learning. It's incredible.
Okay, so we've seen the what, we've seen the why. Now it's time for the how. Let's walk through a super clear, actionable roadmap you can use to start bringing AI into your own workflow, moving from just playing around with it to fully optimizing your process.
You can think of it as a simple three-phase journey. First is the foundation. This is where you just get comfortable. Play with tools like ChatGPT, learn prompt engineering, which is really just a fancy way of saying learning how to ask the AI for what you want. Step 2 is integration. Here, you start bringing in those specialized tools for video and analytics. And finally, you hit optimization, where you explore the really cutting-edge stuff like virtual reality and those intelligent tutoring systems. But of course, the tech is only one piece of the puzzle. For this to really work, you need support from your leadership. You absolutely need to collaborate with your partners in IT and across the business. And, maybe most importantly, we have to remember that AI is a tool. The human instructional designer, your strategy, your creativity, is more important than it's ever been. Which really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? Is all of this the end of our jobs? Or is it the beginning of something new? The beginning of an era where we're no longer just manual content producers, but we become AI-augmented architects of learning. Based on everything we're seeing, I'd say the future belongs to the creators who lean in and use these amazing tools to do the best work of their lives.